My name is Chris Wicker. I'm from Woodbury, Minnesota.
My name is Brenda Wicker, and I am from Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
So Brenda and I are both parents through adoption from foster care. Our son Kai came to us when he was 15 years old after he was placed in the child welfare system, and it was either going to a group home or coming to a family, and so we opened up our home to him, and in less than a year we had an official adoption.
Once we had adopted our son Kai, that was in January of 2020, we decided we all wanted a bit of a change, and so we said, let's move. And what better place than to come back to Minnesota? And so we looked around, and Uptown seemed like a really good fit for us, and we love being here.
The thing I care most about in the community is leaving it better for my son than I found it.
I try to model the behavior, and so obviously having kids, I do want to see him also make change future generations, and so whatever I can do to be a good representative of my community.
Our son is now 19. He's actively serving in the Army and is right now in basic training in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Being a veteran has taught us how to care a lot about the people around us, and it was and is natural for us to think about our community in military service, ask our son to think about his community and his military service, and to represent by doing the same thing we're teaching to our kid in our community. It's part of who we are now to think of others around us. It will always be mission first.
I don't think that you have to be older in order to think about what would happen. As veterans, as people who spent time in Afghanistan, and now who has a kid to take care of, we were thinking estate planning, and we were thinking what would happen. As far as legacy goes, I think that a lot of times, again, our focus is our son. We didn't have him from birth. We've only had him the last 4 years, but it's been very impactful. And so all of a sudden, we're thinking about the next generation and the generation after that.
You don't have to be a millionaire, you don't have to be individually wealthy or come from a wealthy family to have some portion of yourself that you can give back. It's very reasonable for somebody with even a few $1,000s left to their name at the end of the road to say, this little bit, that's for you guys. That's part of community service to us, and it made sense for us to cut away a portion of what we know that we're going to be able to accomplish, whether it's great things or just nice things. Wherever we're at the end of the road, there's always going to be something that we can share with somebody else. Because the legacy of United Way goes back generations. I know that they've been doing what they've been doing with great success since my parents' time and their parents' time, and I am very, very sure that that work will be continuing in the future. I'll be very proud to be a part of it past my time. I would tell anybody who has expressed any thought about charitable giving that you can do it too. Every person has something to give. If you're fortunate enough to have time, then there are great things that can be done in this community, and United Way has lots of volunteer efforts out there. And if you're fortunate enough to have money, even just the tiniest amount of your freedom for others to share, it's there and it's ready. This is for everyone, and it's rewarding for everyone.